everyone, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday. Welcome to a speed build. In this video, I decided that I wanted to build a new crest because I am making my own save file, and new crest is an empty lot, or rather an empty world in The Sims 4. So I decided I wanted to build a new crest. Initially, I wanted a new crest to be a bunch of modern builds. The reality is that new crest is an offshoot of Willow Creek, which means a lot of the styles have a completely different style of architecture to what I was imagining. I, in my head, always call it like Louisiana style architecture. That is not the official name at all. But, you know, hopefully you know what I mean when I say that. So my idea for this lot is that I actually want it to be a community lot. And because it is in this version of Willow Creek, where in my save file, each neighborhood is going to have its own distinct story, I decided that this community lot was going to be an old house. So this is an old house that was in this neighborhood. In my lore for this save file, it belonged to this family that was very prominent, very wealthy, but used a lot of their money to donate back to the community. So when the family moved out, they did donate the old family estate, or at least one of them, for community use and turned it into a community lot. However, in my mind, this happened many years ago. So the lot itself is a little bit run down. You can just tell they kind of just knocked through some walls, put some stuff in there, and just had it be a space where people could come to, which I like that. But there's also this myth, this legend associated with this house and this family, that they're actually vampires, and all of the kids do that. So I like to imagine that at night, when the community lot is quote unquote closed, obviously it's a Sims 4, lots never close. Let's use our imagination here, that when the community center closes, and because there's this legend that it belongs to this vampire family, all of the kids and the teens in the neighborhood sneak in and they try to meet the ghost, or it's just like a spooky kind of haunted house thing going on. I didn't officially make it a haunted house because obviously it's a community lot and I can't do that. So use your imagination here. That is what I have in mind. I'll be honest and tell you that the house looks big, but because it's a community center, it's not as big as it could be. For example, I would really struggle to fit in a gym. I would have wanted a separate like party room, but the neighborhood that we're in within New Crest, I think it makes more sense that it looks like this, especially because I was trying to tell a story. I use a rounded platform upstairs, but you can see that there's a visual glitch. I'm sorry, besties, that's just platforms. It's The Sims 4. That's how the rounded platforms and the rounded rooms work. It's annoying. You shouldn't notice it too much. And while I was building this, I was actually listening to The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, something like that. And I had no idea that this book was set in Australia. So that was actually really fun for me to listen to. If you don't know what this book is about, it's about this woman who, she and her family live in this beautiful like beachside community that's on this cliff. However, when they moved in, they didn't realize that the cliff that they live on is actually a cliff that people go to quite often to take their own lives. And ever since they've moved in, her husband has saved everyone who has been on that cliff and who has talked them down until the very start of our book. Not a spoiler, this is the plot, where there's someone on the cliff. The woman is watching her husband trying to talk this person down, but the way his like posture is and the yelling, she gets the sense that something else is going on, and she thinks that her husband has pushed this woman off the cliff, but she also thinks that she was imagining it because she turned away and then the woman was falling. She just doesn't know exactly what happened, and we get the sense as the reader that there's more to the story and more to the reason why she would suspect that her husband might do this. But anyway, besties, it is Pride weekend as I'm recording that, by which I mean Pride events are happening tomorrow. The Pride Parade, obviously Pride is all of June. I live in New York City. I've never been to the Pride Parade at all, but I made a new friend and she decided that she was going to take me to Pride, which I really appreciate. So we're going to go down to Pride tomorrow. We're not actually going to go to the parade, I don't think. I think we're going to go to a Thai restaurant in the area and just kind of hop around to see what other events are happening. I wanted to make sure that for this build and this lot, I do put a lot of outside space. If you noticed when I was building the fence, either you've seen it or you're seeing it right now, if you try to build a fence directly off of a house that has a foundation on it, the fence also has a foundation. So what you have to do is have at least one tile between the house and the fence, and then you just draw the one tile separately and you move it onto it. I hope that makes sense. You're not drawing directly off. It's kind of like the way you would use to cheat walls. If you just connect 4 walls together by moving the pieces separately, it then becomes a room, but not officially a room. Fences. You just draw the pieces separately out and then move one piece back in to connect it with the house without the foundation. But what I want to tell you is that obviously, because it is the 24th, as I'm recording this, that means that a few days ago, the Sims 4 horse ranch was announced. That is not a surprise. If you're in the Sims community, you've seen the leak. People have been talking about it for weeks. We know that it's going to be a horse. But what I'm going to tell you is I'm so sorry. If you're excited about this pack, please, like, be excited. Don't let me stop you. If you're a horse girl, you're a horse person, and you're excited about this pack, be excited about this pack. But here's why I'm not excited about this pack. This pack feels like bits and pieces from other packs that were purposely left out to be able to put into an expansion pack and mark up. What about this pack is giving expansion pack and not game pack? Nothing. Nothing. It's not the world. We've gotten worlds with game packs. We've gotten beautiful worlds with game packs. There's not really any gameplay, like what you want to pet your horse and go walking with your horse. The Sims 4 is a closed world. In addition, I'm having some issues visualizing cross-pack compatibility because the Sims 4 is closed world. Can you imagine your horse in San Myshuno, Evergreen Harbor? Hello? Like what's going to happen there? Are you going to be in the magic realm and a horse is going to pop up? Like, I don't understand how that is going to function, and they function a lot like pets in my mind because they're going to be part of your family. So I'm like, okay, what does that mean for the pack? In addition, the things that they've added in, right, like winemaking. Winemaking is so cool. Love that. But we have something like that with eco lifestyle. The addition thing that I think they've added to that is just going to be stomping on the wine and aging the wine. And why come with this pack? Why not come with My Wedding Stories, which is literally set in like the Mediterranean? Hello? And the world. Don't even get me started. Besties, have you seen Strangerville? Taking a look at it? Does this world remind you of something? Does the landscaping in the background remind you of something? Yeah. Then, of course, the other things they've added in with the pack, the like square dancing and line dancing, that's from Get Together. Dancing, group dancing is from Get Together. That specific dance? No, but it's still the same thing. From that pack. And then I'm gonna have to tell you that also the mini sheeps and the mini goats, while super cute, there's a reason why they're mini. Allegedly, okay, babes, this is me just speculating here. I think those goats and sheeps are just reskins of cats and dogs. That's why they're miniature. Because if they have to grow up, there would have to be a bunch of gameplay involved with them, and it would have to be a whole new animal as opposed to a reskin of a cat. People have been putting sheeps and goats on the gallery since cats and dogs. Like, that is a reskin of a cat and a dog. You cannot tell me differently. But you know, that's just speculation. I can't think of anything else that really comes with this pack that makes it interesting. Like, we have winemaking, line dancing, and of course the main feature is the horse. But what I'm gonna stick with my guns here on is that a horse alone is not enough to charge $40. It's not. They're taking advantage of your love of horses. I'm so sorry, besties, but that is the goddamn truth in my mind, because what other feature is there to this pack but horses? If you have Strangerville, you already have a world that looks pretty damn similar to this one. If you have Get Together, you already have group dances. If you have Eco Lifestyle, you already have the ability to make your own drinks. Like, what is this coming with that I'm missing? If you're excited for this pack, and I genuinely do mean this, tell me your thoughts below. Do you feel like you're only paying $40 for a horse? Please tell me. I for sure am not buying this pack until I see the other simmers who get the pack for free play it, because I need to know what their thoughts are. But what I am excited about, which I hope is just an update, and it better fucking be a free update, is the ability to paint ceilings. I mean, they're already locking the animal, the horse, behind a paywall, obviously, because it's the main selling feature of the damn pack. Without the horses, this pack is not a pack. This pack is pieces of other packs, slightly modified. And yes, you can hear that I am very bitter about this because I just think it's very exploitative. People have been demanding horses for a long time, and because they know that that demand is really high, I'm talking about EA specifically, they're able to just throw it into a pack and know that you're gonna buy it anyway for $40, even if it has no other major gameplay features. Have fun with your horse, I guess. But anyway, I want to see the other simmers play this because I really want to have more optimism and hope that there's more to the pack that we're just not seeing. But if that was the case, then why not show that off in the expansion pack? In addition, or sorry, in the trailer. In addition, I also saw some simmers mention this, but if you're looking at the trailer and the world itself, a lot of those buildings are decorative. They're just objects. You can't go in them. You can't interact with them. I think of the entire trailer, we maybe saw 3 buildings that were actually functional at best, and one of them I'm pretty sure was just a ranch, like the house that your sim lives in, and the houses of course are beautiful. I will not deny that, but this feels like Tartosa 2.0 to me, because Tartosa, people will tell you, it's such a beautiful world. I fucking hate Tartosa. I do, because number one, Tartosa is way too big. That sounds like a dumb complaint, but what I mean by that, it takes your sim 2,000 years to get from one lot to the other. And all of that is walking. And not only that, there is very minimal things that you can interact with in Tartosa. Your sim can't even walk to those things. They got the little red stop sign that's like, you can't go over there. You can't interact with this. There's no harvestables anywhere. Talk about secret objects. I've had Tartosa since it's come out. Have I ever found something secret? No. So this is what it feels like. I don't want a world that's a set. I don't. It feels lazy. I'm so sorry, but if you're gonna charge me $40, I better get the most in-depth, built-out world ever. There needs to be a reason, because the horse is not a reason. I don't have faith that these horses are gonna work. Have you seen bikes? Have you seen werewolves? Have you ever seen a werewolf in your normal gameplay not be rampaging unless you were the one controlling the werewolf? Have you seen how Sims interact and glitch with an umbrella from seasons years ago? And that still happens. Have you seen how your kids can't actually learn how to ride a bike, and that the interaction to teach to ride a bike barely ever works? I just don't have faith. I need to see someone else play it. I hope that it's better than what I think. But right now, my expectations are in hell at this point, because I have zero faith at all that this pack will be worth it. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry, I know it has more of a negative tone, but I have to be honest about this pack and why I'm not excited about it, and why maybe you should also lower your expectations a little bit, because I don't think it's going to deliver what you think it's going to deliver. All right, bye besties.